The brand IFLW modifies very popular watches like the PRX and a number of others. Today, I have a GMT from the brand and it gets a hand-painted dial. Most of their watches get very unique hand-painted dials. This one is a limited edition and it's based on a watch that I just recently featured on my most iconic watches under $1,000. It's the Q Timex, specifically the GMT. I have one hands-on to show you guys. They are a limited edition of only 150 pieces, and they just recently went live on their website. So let's take a hands-on look at their most recent release, the Space Dunk Q Timex GMT. Here's the watch. It's called the Space Dunk. And the reason it's called the Space Dunk is because there is a hand-painted astronaut dunking a star into what I think is a black hole. The dial is completely painted. There are little dots throughout the entire dial representing outer space. And then that astronaut is painted on there. Everything is hand-painted. This is a limited edition of 150 watches. So it's a work of art. Each one of them are individual. Each one is different because they are hand painted. They can't be exactly the same. It's based on an amazing watch, a watch that I recently featured in a video where I was talking about iconic watches under $1,000, the Q Timex. The Q Timex is an icon, and what they've done is taken an icon and made it a piece of art. Not many people know this, but this is a Swiss-made movement. It actually says it down at the bottom of the dial. They actually partially painted over that with some stars, but this is a Swiss movement. It's a Ronda movement that's inside. It works like an ETA movement. This movement is actually found in way more expensive watches from other brands. It's a Q Timex, so you get all of the specs that you would expect from a Q Timex. This is a 37.6 millimeter watch is what I measured. It's around 11 millimeters thick, just over 11 millimeters thick. That's including the acrylic crystal. So you get a boxed domed acrylic crystal and a very tight lug to lug of around 44.4 millimeters, somewhere in that range. You also get the battery hatch on the back, which is what you get with every single Q Timex. They put a battery hatch on the back so you can change the battery very easily. You also get a friction fitted bezel. It is in red and blue. You have white opaline writing on the bezel. It is friction fitted in either direction. So very, very smooth. And obviously this is a 3 time zone watch because of that, because you have that 24-hour bezel. The dial gets applied indices. Those are filled with lume. You have a very large circle pip for the hour hand. That is filled with lume. And then of course the minutes hand, which is a fence post hand, also filled with lume. The dial is black. It has a speckled background, so essentially made to look like outer space. Then you have a hand painted astronaut. He is holding a star and he is dunking that star into a ring of fire, which looks like it could be a black hole. No two dials are alike. That's because these are hand painted. An artist actually hand paints these dials. No two will be alike. This gets their solid stainless steel bracelet. It is not like their old bracelet, which pulls a lot of hairs. This is a little bit different. Obviously, it is a solid link bracelet, polished down the middle. Case is also in stainless steel. The bezel is also in stainless steel. I believe you do get an aluminum insert in the bezel. On wrist today, I have another Timex, another GMT from Timex. It is their Expedition North GMT in titanium, a watch that I just recently purchased. I really love this watch. I think it looks great. And there is the Q Timex by IFL, the Space Dunk on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is around a 37.6 millimeter watch, so almost 38 millimeters. You have around a 44.4 millimeter lug to lug and around 11 millimeter thickness, although it wears thinner than that because a lot of that thickness is that boxed domed acrylic crystal. There's a nice taper to the bracelet. All in all, I think this is a great looking watch as a standard watch, but when they paint the dial on here, it makes it a little bit more special, really a lot more special, because it is a piece of art. You have the date at the 3 o'clock. It does replace the index at 3 o'clock. And also I do want to mention that the GMT hand is in red. It's a red arrow, and that is also loomed. Functionality on this GMT is very similar to any other ETA GMT that you might have encountered. All you need to do is pull it out to the second position, and that will adjust the GMT hand in one direction and then the date in the other. That's basically it. So this is an office GMT or a military GMT. And there you go, loom, not bad on here. It is pretty liberally applied to the hands and indices. It's not incredible, but the fact that it has loom is great, and it's not affected by the painted dial in any way. Obviously, they haven't painted over any of the hands or indices, so all of that loom is shining bright. Price on this watch is $790. It is limited to 150 watches. This is a pretty intricately painted dial. It's a little bit more intricate than some of the other dials that I have seen from IFL, so kind of makes sense. It's a little bit more expensive. $790 is on the more expensive side, but you are getting a very unique watch, and it's a GMT with a Swiss movement. It's a really great looking watch. I really do think it's an icon. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Is $790 too much, even though it is a work of art? I'm not sure you could really put a price on that, but tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. I will put a link to this watch down in the description. If you are interested, definitely check them out. And that's really it, guys. Thank you for logging on. Thank you for checking out this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next video.